Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a Sussex style video, and we're going to talk about the difference in Kate and Meghan's style. And we're going to do that with an article from 2018 where they break down how Meghan overtook Kate as the royal fashion icon. Let's get into it. Once again, thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you have not already, feel free to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that notification bell. If you are on my Patreon, I want to say thank you so much for being a member of my Patreon and for all that you do. I really appreciate it. I'm going to say a big hello to the friend circle, and I'm going to curtsy to the royal court. Thank you so much for being a member. So today's look is a little bit casual. I thought it would be fun to do like a nice black and gold look, but also check out the shirts. Stop copying me. You're not even doing it right. And I thought that was so perfect for the article today. Now I'm going to show you the back of my jacket because first of all, I'm finally warm in my office because I'm wearing a jacket, but let me show you the back of this jacket. So yeah, I really love it. I wish some of that could have shown up on screen. There was supposed to be something on the sleeve, but then I selected the wrong one. Blah, blah, blah. So today, if you know that you get inspired by other people's ideas, great, but credit them with the inspiration and then make it your own. I have said this on so many occasions. It's not a bad thing to be inspired by other people. It is an awful thing to absolutely rip off someone's idea and try to pitch it as your own, whether that's a thumbnail, a video format, whatever you do. Don't just take someone else's thunder, especially if you are a bigger platform. That's kind of shady, and I've heard of that kind of thing happening. I haven't seen it directly, but I've heard of platforms doing that. But don't just rip off people. I don't even talk about the Kardashians with how often they do that. They'll get an idea of someone else, and then they'll just make it like it was their own. And because they have the bigger following, people don't realize that they have literally just used someone else's momentum and then smashed it because they have the bigger following. And I just don't respect people who operate like that. There's room for literally everybody. And trust me, the best outcome is when you make it your own. So if you know that you got inspired by something or you viewed something and you want to use that, credit the creator. You will lose nothing from crediting the creator. So stop copying me. You're not even doing it right. Take that and run with it, because we've got this article today and I couldn't have thought of a better shirt. As soon as I read this article, I literally saw this shirt online and was like, I've got to buy this shirt to go with the article. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of copying. Again, I get inspired by so many people, but I credit those people. You've got to credit people when you get their ideas and you like their ideas and you use their ideas, even for things as small as a thumbnail. You don't think people recognize their own creativity on your channel when you take their thumbnail ideas and you changing the color don't change the fact that you stole somebody's creativity. And again, I've never seen this firsthand, thankfully, but I've heard horror stories in those like creator meetups and all that stuff. And I'm like, yes, be inspired. That's a great thing. Creativity, you can pull from so many different places, but credit the creator. Credit the creator. People put so much into their work, and it sucks when someone can literally take your brainchild and change the color and be like, so it's something different. No, ma'am. And honestly, that's not working with integrity. That comes back on you. People eventually realize you can take a recipe all day long, but you will never have the secret to the sauce. So stop copying me. You're not even doing it right. So I have this article, and you're gonna see why this word was on my spirit today. So I'm gonna share my screen. How many times have I gone completely in on Kate for absolutely just replicating Meghan's outfits? Not even she. So here's the thing. An outfit is an outfit, but style actually makes the fit. So you can buy the same clothes, but you will never make the same look. It will never have the same impact. Do not copy people. Do not steal people's thunder. Trust me, your audience isn't stupid. They're probably being delusional when they don't want to call Kate out, but your audience is not stupid. They know what you're doing. And they're only going to play along for so long. At some point, I feel like those people are going to wake up and be like, if we're just going to like a copy-paste version of Meghan, why don't we just go ahead and like Meghan? Or I forgot it's because she's black. So anyway, I found this, it's kind of old, but I thought it was so perfect for this conversation in theinsider.com. This used to be Business Insider, which was my favorite website, but now it's just the Insider, so I guess they're cool. But the title of the article is Meghan Markle officially overtakes Kate Middleton as the most powerful royal fashion influencer. Now, this is also funny because Meghan is also deemed the most intelligent royal. She's just racking up accolades left and right. Honey, when you have the secret to the sauce. This was written by Daniel Bone. Not them using this shady picture. I like Daniel Bone. All right. Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle seem to be two of the biggest fashion icons of the moment. Now, this was in 2018. When I will tell you, Kate has never looked better than when she started copying Meghan. And she still didn't look as good as Meghan. So for them to be saying this in 2018 when she was dressing like Queen Elizabeth, y'all can stop it. Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle seem to be two of the biggest fashion icons of the moment. Though they have both worn some memorable ensembles, it looks like Markle may have had a bigger year than her royal sister-in-law when it comes to influencing the latest trends. Both duchesses made it onto global fashion search platforms lists' new ranking of the most powerful celebrity fashion influencers of the year, with Markle landing in a higher spot on the list than Middleton. Y'all was picking at Kate back then. The list was generated by tracking more than 100 million searches and using sales data, page views, and social media mentions to determine each celebrity's influence. Kylie Jenner nabbed the top spot on the list, followed by her sister, Kim Kardashian West. Markle was found to be the third most popular celebrity fashion influencer of 2018. Middleton landed outside of the top 10, placing at number 16. And honestly, that was a real treat to give her that. According to List's findings, Markle caused a huge spike in search traffic for certain brands and designs. Both Givenchy and Stella McCartney saw boosts in traffic following the royal wedding. People were also searching for boat neck and tuxedo dress designs. Remember I was talking to y'all about that? The list also cites that every time Markle wears a designer, that brand name will see more than a 200% spike in search results over the following week. Middleton may have landed lower on the list than her new sister-in-law, but her influence is still going strong. The data showed that the bright pink mulberry coat she wore in January inspired over 10,000 searches that month. The coat was actually first seen in 2014, proving that her penchant for outfit recycling still maintains its influence. They didn't have anything else to say other than, well, she rewears clothes well, and she knows how to go look in her closet for something old, so great. Not this ugly coat. I'm being so mean today. Stop, Nip, stop. A brand finance survey from back in October named Middleton as the most powerful royal influencer of the year, so results seem to vary based on the data. It's also worth noting that Middleton was out on royal maternity leave for much of the year after giving birth to Prince Louis in April, so she debuted fewer new looks than Markle. Either way, both duchesses seem to be providing fashion inspiration in their own way. So listen. The article didn't really get into it, but I think this is a great time to get into this conversation. I feel like it was articles like that back in 2018 that kind of led Kate to be like, okay, listen, I'm not going to be able to come up with anything cute on my own, so let me see what Meghan wearing. Let me go down this hallway and see what she got on. Obviously, I know they weren't in the same home, but yes, I truly feel like these articles, they started putting pressure on Kate and her ugly coat dresses, and I think she then decided, you know what? I'm going to have to get snazzier. But it's a very big difference between being inspired by someone's work and absolutely ripping them off. And here's the thing, as a creator, especially a creator who has such a niche topic on my channel, I really only talk about the royals, and I parlay that into other discussions that I feel are relevant. I am speaking on some of the same headlines and topics that my peers are speaking on. But the difference is that when we all speak on the same thing, we speak on it in our own way. I am a big fan of everyone else in the Sussex Squad community who has channels on YouTube. Claire Kane is one of my favorite channels right now. Obviously, Royal Sussex is one of my favorite channels. Those are channels that I go to and I just chill and hang out. Now, I do have a rule because I do have a YouTube channel that I will not watch anyone else's content on a subject that I'm going to talk about until I'm done. So I record all of my videos in the span of 2 days in 48 hours between Monday and Tuesday evening. I record all my videos for the week, and then I go and I watch other people's videos and enjoy them, because I don't want to accidentally hold on to something and then regurgitate that and not realize that I stole it, because that does happen. But it allows me to freely be a fan of their channels without being like, oh God, I hope I didn't steal, or hope I don't take this, or did, I don't ever want to be accused of that. But I love the other channels who are talking on the same subject matter as myself. And the way that I protect not only myself, but their artistic integrity, and as well as my own, is I won't watch their channels until I have covered the content I plan to cover this week. And I think everybody should do that. Now, that is not the same thing as what Kate is doing. She just absolutely ripped off a number of Meghan's outfits. And it's not just Meghan. It seems like she has a problem with assuming ownership over other people's shit, because she also did the same thing to Princess Diana. How are you going to rip off someone posthumously? Now, again, be inspired. I talked about the purple and red ensemble that Princess Diana wore, and then how Meghan kind of took that idea, or was inspired by that idea, possibly, I don't even know. But she took that look and made it her own and made it modern. That is a very different thing than what Kate does. She will literally go buy the same dress, change nothing about it. I know you've seen the mini outfits, the all navy, the wide leg pants, the tan outfits, the camel outfits. Like, she has stolen so much of what Meghan Markle has worn that she really should write Meghan Markle stylists a check. And they started tracking those results in that data, and it really became clear that Meghan was the moment in the royal family, that I think that put a little pressure on Miss Kate. And I don't think it's just Kate. I think she's the one who's the least stable, and she doesn't hide it well. But I think it affected everybody in that royal family. I don't think any of them like being out of the spotlight, and I don't think any of them like being shown up, because they feel entitled to being the center of attention. So you have someone who is naturally charismatic, naturally beautiful, but also self-made and successful. That's their worst enemy. That you couldn't have picked a worse person to stand me up against. I was born into something that I'm entitled to, but I'm not ready for or equipped to do. And I'm not cool. I don't register with anybody, and I'm not relatable. I'm detached, and I'm not that smart. And then you put me next to this freaking glamazon woman who's also a genius, damn near. And like, so they were all hating on her. And to be fair, not that it was right, because it wasn't right, but I also understand why they would have felt the way they felt. But see, a smart person will link up with someone who has the zhuzh, who has something that they don't. A smart person will surround themselves with talented people. A smart person will pull from those that they are inspired by, but they will always credit the creator. And so I say that to say, don't take people's things, whether that's an idea, whether that's a moment, whether that's a saying. I know that that guy who does the backpack, those videos, he has had people literally replicate the exact same thing. Why would you do that? Like, you don't think we know? He's funny because it's his idea. You're not funny. You're just kind of sad and pathetic. So don't steal people's stuff. And I just thought it was funny, because as soon as I saw the article, I thought about, this is probably what drove Lil Polly Pocket to going and stealing all of Meghan's ideas. It's just something so inappropriate to me about people who not only steal from others, but then try to gaslight you and make you think you imagined it. It's like, no, I can see that you literally said copy and paste. I can see that you literally tried to do the same thing. Even the photography shots. I don't know if you guys remember, but the photography shots when Meghan and Harry did that photography shot where the camera was behind them and the light was coming in and it was their silhouette on stage. And then William and Kate did the same thing. Now, part of me felt that perhaps their teams saw what the winning formula was and started making these changes slowly to try and integrate some of this same momentum. And maybe they weren't as aware as I like to think they were. But me personally, when you are in a position of authority, you have to protect your brand and you have to be involved in every aspect of it. Yes, relinquish, the hands-on stuff and trust your team, but you still have to be involved. There should be something that goes off in your mind when you say, well, wait, why do you have me wearing this when my sister-in-law just wore the same shit? So all I'm saying is if you're going to be inspired, that's fine, and credit the creator. Don't steal from people. It doesn't make you look good. And you may get like a nice polite pat on the back, but nobody is truly enjoying that. Nobody wants to see someone's leftovers. If I already saw backpack do it, I don't want to see you do it at your Walgreens. I don't want to see you do it at your Trader Joe's. I want to see backpack do it because they didn't even have the poorly parked car. Like they missed the whole thing. Like, again, you can have the recipe, but you might not understand how to have that secret sauce. And so I'll see the Kardashians, they get sued every 4 or 5 weeks because they stole something from someone. Fashion Nova gets sued all the time. They are always stealing. Like it got to a point where Kim Kardashian, she posted a dress and was like, please don't make a replica of this dress, this blah, blah, blah. And literally the next day they had a dress up online. It's not funny. I'm laughing because it's crazy as hell. Why are y'all stealing people's stuff? Now, again, it's not the same thing as taking something high end, reimagining it, and making it affordable for everyday wear. I don't really mind that too much. But what they're missing is the reimagining it. And maybe that's something high-end brands want to consider is having 2 brands, kind of like Lauren Conrad. So LC by Lauren Conrad, that's her kind of day-to-day wear, and that she sells that in Kohl's, or at least she used to. And then she has her high-end brand called Paper Crown. And if you're going to have a high-end brand, maybe have another brand, a cost-effective brand, where you take your high-end pieces and once they're out of season, you reimagine them and then you put them on sale for everyday wear. So if you have a nice ball gown, maybe you change that into a reimagining of an evening dress and now you sell it on your lower end or more cost-effective brand. There's ways to do that, but when it comes to just ripping off somebody, I mean, I have seen, now I will say this, I missed this part, but before I even had a channel, I used to see people steal other people's thumbnail formats, and it would bug me. It would, because there's so many things you can do with a thumbnail, and I didn't like it as a viewer, and I still don't like it as a viewer, but I haven't seen it as much anymore. But I hate that as a viewer, because if I think I'm clicking on, Black Girl Therapist in the Wild, Elizabeth, or if Kenny JD, if I'm Bondi Blue, if I'm clicking on the channels that I watch and then it turned out to be somebody else because they stole their format, I'm about to be irritated. Like, could you not differentiate yourself? And that's not good brand management anyway. Differentiate yourself. And when I've seen some people steal people's like full on format, it doesn't work. Like the podcast, The Read, my absolute favorite podcast of all time. It's the only podcast that got me to listening to podcasts. But I've heard other podcasts come up after The Read and they try to take the same little format. They do the Black Excellence at the beginning, the hot topics, and then they do listener letters and then the reads at the end, and they call it something different. I don't want to hear fake Kid Fury because I already have Kid Fury. I want to hear you, whoever you are. Bring something new to it. Do something different. And if you are inspired, make it your own. Make it fun, and then credit the creator. Go ahead. If I take somebody's look and I say, you know what, I got inspired by this look, but this is how I made it my own. But again, go look at the original. She did an amazing job. And then this is my version. That's okay. Hell, on my members only channel, I cook recipes out of the Together cookbook. I I don't claim that those recipes are mine. I make the recipes and then we chat about them. So all I'm saying is if you're inspired by somebody, that's okay to be inspired, but always credit the creator and please don't rip people off. There's so much that you can do with your platform, whatever that may be. You can do it and do it yourself. Your voice being out there is instrumental. Someone out there is looking for specifically your voice. They're not going to find that in me. They're not going to find that in Royal Sussex. They're not going to find that in Bondi Blue. They're not going to find that in Kenny JD. They're looking for your voice. And so while they have ours, they're still looking for something different too. And you might provide that. Why would you ever deny them that because you're trying to be other people? Someone out there is looking for that specific eye that can make that specific dress that will fit that specific body type. And because you're out here trying to steal looks from Hermes and you're trying to steal looks from Tom Ford and all these other designers, when you could just make what's already in your creative space. And that's going to appeal to your market. So all I'm saying is be inspired, but don't copy. Don't copy. Kate probably has something she can offer fashion-wise. She probably has some ideas. Why not wear those ideas? Listen, there are plenty of people who cannot pull off Meghan's looks. They don't have the Markle Sparkle. And they may need to pull off a Kate look to get by. Kate, stop denying people of your bland vanilla looks. People out there like that. Some people don't want wide leg pants. Some people like the going to a picnic look. Some people like the old coat dresses from 1901. Some people love those looks. Give them that. Do it. You don't have to be Meghan. We already got Meghan. Now show us Kate. Not Diana looks from way back when. No changes, no modernization, nothing. Because those looks look great on Diana. So that's all I've got for you today. I thought this shirt was so perfect because if we were talking about Kate and Meghan and their fashion, I could not talk about the copying. She cannot beat those charges. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. If you have not already, feel free to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I drop some new heat for the streets. I really appreciate your support. What is your favorite? And I really mean this, y'all. I really mean this, and I'm not trying to be funny. Do you have a favorite Kate look where she wasn't where she wasn't copying Meghan? And let's share it, because I need to see. Show me a good Kate look, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm really going to give this a fair shake. I'm really giving my best. Show me a good Kate look where she wasn't copying Meghan. And I'm going to talk about it in next week's Sussex style video. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have a lot of viewers who are not subscribing, but they be on every video. Go on and subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.